use repetition in a way that's not so predictable or obvious. Hi everyone, it's Carol from Discover Interior Design, and I'm so glad you're here. Well, thanks to a wonderful viewer's comment on noticing that if we use a shape in the same way and repeat it again in some other area, it may be too much, and it may be what they refer to as too on the nose. So too obvious and too predictable. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 ways that we can create a more nuanced look, a more subtle, unpredictable look to using repetition. So let's get started. One of the cool things about repetition is that it is part of the design principle of rhythm. And when we use repetition in a room, it really does help to tie things together to create a cohesive look. In fact, there are areas in our room where we do, in a way, want to be predictable and obvious. When we paint the color on all the walls in a room the same color, we are helping to tie that entire room together. It's predictable, it's obvious, but in a good way, because we really want that cohesive look to the room. But there are other ways to think about repetition where it's not so obvious, where in a way we don't want to go with maybe our first thought of creating this very obvious match to repeating things. We may have to kind of be a little bit creative and kind of think outside the box. One of those examples would be when we're repeating a color. Instead of using solid blocks of the same color throughout a room, to where we want to create a balance between maybe seeing that color in a solid form compared to a patterned form. This room is a really good example of that. We can see that there is a nice balance between seeing blocks of blue, the solid color of blue, in different areas of the room, but then also it's being used in different patterns and even in the artwork on the wall. So there's a nice balance between using that color in a solid form as well as in a pattern form. Another approach, instead of thinking that we need to match everything that is close to one another, as in this painting and this sofa, where it's matching the color from the artwork on that throw pillow, and in fact that the round throw pillow is matching the moon shape in that piece of artwork. It's almost too obvious and too close together. Why not separate things a little bit and repeat something in another area of the room? As in this example of this bedroom, where there is this accent chair in this nice yellow color, and then they're just repeating a little bit of that yellow color in some patterned pillows on the bed. They're not right next to each other, and it's not so obvious right away that those colors are matching. But when we take some time, we'll notice that, and our eyes will connect the dots that those colors are similar. Another way to think about this would be, instead of thinking we have to match, say, a shape or a pattern motif in the exact same way, such as in this example where they're thinking we need to match the chevron shape on that artwork on the wall in the pillows, plus on top of it, they're right next to each other. Let's think outside the box and think of how we can maybe change things up a little bit to make it a little bit more nuanced. This room is a good example of this. We'll notice that they have these beautiful globe style of pendant lights. And then underneath the sectional, they have an area rug. And when we glance over there, we'll notice there's a pattern on that area rug. And we'll notice those motifs. The motif that's in that pattern on the area rug are circular shapes. And when we zoom in closer, we'll notice they're actually octagons. Well, right away, they are, in a subtle way, repeating that circular shape, the globe shape pendant lights. But it's not so obvious. It's just bringing in a bit of that circular shape. In fact, that circular shape is a different size than the circular size of the pendant lights. Plus, it's an octagon, so that kind of changes that up a little bit. Plus, it is on a different type of material. It's a woven carpet. So instead of trying to match a shape completely, we can change it up by varying the size or varying how that shape looks, or even by what material that shape is on. So it creates a little bit more of a subtle way of repeating that circular shape. If you are going to choose an area rug for this living room area where you want to use repetition in a subtle way, would you choose A, the existing area rug pattern, or B or C? Share your choice in the comments. Another way to approach this is, instead of buying a set of a vase, for instance, that's all matching in the same color and in the same style and size, and placing them in a very structured, formal way on a shelf, why not break things up a little bit so that there's a little bit more of a nuance on how things are repeated? As in this example, we can see that there are some colors and maybe the style of what accessories are on the shelf, and there aren't any matching pieces. Things are a little bit different, and there's a variation with different sizes and shapes, and they're arranged in a way where there's just a little bit more movement on that shelf. But if you do have something that's matching, maybe there is this neat set of vases, as in the example on this shelf on the upper right, well, then we would want to kind of celebrate this grouping of similar vases and place them in a way where we can enjoy the similarity and the repetition that's going on. But we're not trying to set them up on different areas of that shelf where it would be too repetitious and too monotonous or too obvious. Another way to approach this is to also think about proportions and amounts. In this living room, we'll notice that there is an accent chair in a gray color, and that kind of helps to have that accent chair kind of stand out a little bit. Still kind of goes with that entire grouping, but it also stands out a little bit. Well, instead of maybe being really obvious and placing gray things all over the place to make sure that we see gray in other areas, or trying to have an equal amount of gray everywhere, they are just bringing in just a touch of gray, say, on that pattern throw pillow on the sofa. Or you may notice that the orchid on the coffee table is in a gray planter. Just in these little subtle ways, they are repeating that color, but they're still letting that gray chair be the dominant gray color in that room. So when you're using repetition in a room, see if you can kind of think outside the box on how you could repeat a color or an element or a shape or pattern in another area of the room in a way that's maybe a little bit more subtle and nuanced and not so obvious. Please let me know if you have any questions on this topic, and also if you have any other ideas for us on how to use repetition in a neat, nuanced way in a room. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.